Most people think slot machines are all pure luck, but ex-casino employees know that's the biggest myth on the floor. Behind the blinking lights are 5 hidden signals, mathematical edges built into payback percentages, denomination traps that bleed wallets, paytables masked behind identical graphics, jackpots that lure with empty promises, and floor placement tricks designed to keep you chasing. If you can spot these, you don't just play. Your odds of hitting a max win quietly shift in your favor. Ready to see what even the regulars never notice? Return to player, or RTP, is the quiet engine behind every slot machine on the floor. While most players are drawn to flashing lights and bonus rounds, ex-casino technicians know the real game is played in the numbers buried deep in the machine's programming. RTP measures the percentage of all wagered money a slot will pay back to players over millions of spins. In practice, it's the difference between walking out with memories or just an empty wallet. Most penny slots in American casinos are set to an RTP of 88 to 90%. That means for every $100 fed into the machine, the long-term average loss is about $12. Now, compare that to a dollar slot with a 95% RTP. The same $100 over time loses only $5. The math is invisible, but the impact is real. One player burns through her bankroll in under an hour, while another, sitting just a few feet away, stretches the same money for 3 hours, maybe longer, on a higher payback game. One former floor technician remembers watching this play out night after night. He'd see regulars glued to the penny slots, betting line after line, convinced that more spins meant better luck. But the technician knew those machines were programmed to drain slowly, never quite letting players win enough to walk away ahead. I once told a player, "You'd last 3 times as long if you just switched to the dollar reels," he recalls. She didn't believe me until I showed her the numbers. Casinos rarely advertise these percentages, and most players never think to ask. The ERTP settings are chosen by casino management, not by the techs on the floor. Once a machine is installed, its payback is locked in. Changing it requires special access and regulatory paperwork. Some states publish average returns by denomination, but the exact figure for each machine is almost always a secret. Occasionally, a help screen or info button will reveal the theoretical payback, but this is the exception, not the rule. The difference can feel subtle in a single session, but over weeks or months, it's the quiet force that decides who gets to play longer and who goes home early. A player who understands payback percentages isn't just gambling. They're buying more time, more spins, and more chances at that rare max win. The ex-technician puts it simply: if you want your money to last, chase the highest RTP you can find. It's the only real edge you have. Picture 2 friends walking into a casino, each with a crisp $100 bill. One heads straight for the penny slots, lured by the promise of low stakes and endless spins. The other, a little more cautious, eyes the row of $5 classic reels. Most people would guess the penny player is playing it safe, but the real price of a penny slot isn't on the sign. It's hidden in the fine print and the way the bets add up. Here's a quick quiz. Which machine costs more per spin? A penny slot with 50 lines or a $5 slot with a single pay line? Most would point to the $5 machine, but the penny slot, when played across all lines and with bonus features, often racks up a bet of 50 cents, $1, sometimes even $5 per spin. And the kicker? The payback percentage is much worse. On a typical penny slot, the casino keeps about 12 cents of every dollar wagered. On a $5 slot, it's closer to 5 or 6 cents. That difference stacks up fast. A former slot attendant remembers watching regulars get caught in this trap. He recalls a night when a woman gleefully played a penny machine, betting the max across 100 lines. Her spins were costing $2.50 each. She didn't notice how quickly her credits disappeared. Nearby, a man at the $5 reels played slower, sometimes betting just once every couple of minutes. After an hour, the penny player was out of cash, while the $5 player, with a few decent hits, still had most of his bankroll. Casinos design penny machines to look friendly, but the economics tilt heavily in the house's favor. Multi-line play means more action, more sound, more lights, but also more losses. Regulatory filings show that penny slots often return just 88 to 90% of wagers, while $1 and $5 machines return 94 to 97%. For the casino, it's a win-win. The penny slots keep players spinning, and the higher denominations keep the high rollers happy with better odds. There's another catch. Multi-denomination machines let you switch between pennies, nickels, and dollars, but each setting has its own payback percentage, and the lowest denominations almost always pay the least. No matter how many lines you play, the house edge is baked in. The only thing that changes is how fast you're willing to lose. The ex-attendant sums it up with a warning he used to give. If you want your money to last, don't fall for the penny slot illusion. Check your bet per spin, and don't assume small coins mean small losses. Next time, before pressing that spin button, take a closer look at what you're really betting. The real cost might surprise you. Two slot machines, side by side, both flashing the same Buffalo logo. To most players, they look identical. Same reels, same bonus symbols, same roaring animations. But behind the glass, one machine quietly takes a bigger bite out of every dollar. The difference isn't in the graphics or the sound, it's in the pay table, hidden just a tap away on the rules or help screen. A former floor manager remembers watching regulars line up for the newest Buffalo machine, never realizing that just a few seats away, another Buffalo offered bigger wins for the same bet. He'd whisper to friends and savvy players, always check the pay table. One version might pay 300 credits for 5 Buffaloes, another only 200. Over hours of play, that gap adds up. The same goes for video poker. In the world of jacks or better, a 9/6 machine, paying 9 coins for a full house and 6 for a flush, returns up to 99.5% with perfect play. Right next to it, an 8/5 version drops the payback to 97% or less. It's a difference that can cost hundreds of dollars over time, all for the same game name and cabinet. Pay table differences aren't an accident. Casino managers order machines with different payout chips, even for identical titles, so they can fine-tune the floor's profitability. Regulations only require that each machine falls within the approved range, not that they all pay the same. That's how two Wheel of Fortune machines, just feet apart, can have wildly different odds. The only way to know is to look at the pay table, compare the payouts for key combinations, and spot the versions that quietly give back more. The ex-floor manager describes his own habit, walking the aisles before his shift, checking the pay tables on new arrivals, and making mental notes. If a friend asked for advice, he'd point them to the 9/6 jacks or better, or the Buffalo with the highest 5-of-a-kind payout. It's free money for anyone who checks, he'd say. Most people never bother. Casinos are required to post the rules and pay schedules, but rarely do they make the differences obvious. Sometimes the info hides behind a help button or a scrolling rules screen. But for those who take the time to look, the edge is real. A player who checks paytables isn't just guessing. They're making a choice that can stretch their bankroll and boost their odds, even if only by a few percentage points. The lesson is simple. Never trust the name or the graphics alone. Two machines can look the same, but play very differently. The real value is in the numbers on the pay table, not the theme or the brand. The next time you sit down, give the pay table a careful scan. It's the fastest way to spot which machines are quietly set to pay more. No inside knowledge required, just a few seconds of attention before you spin. A progressive jackpot can turn a routine spin into a life-changing moment, but only if you know the rules hiding in plain sight. Every time someone bets on a progressive slot, a sliver of that wager, sometimes just a fraction of a cent, feeds the jackpot meter overhead. The pool grows, drawing in hopeful players from across the floor, each one dreaming of that flashing, impossible win. Yet, Behind the excitement, the math quietly shifts. The base game's payback percentage drops, sometimes to 89 or 90%, so the jackpot can swell faster. Progressives look glamorous, but the odds are steeper, and the real payout is locked behind a single, unforgiving rule. There's a story every slot technician hears sooner or later. A regular, let's call him Ray, sits down at a Wheel of Fortune machine late one Friday night. He's been playing minimum bet, just passing the time, when the reels line up. Jackpot symbols, lights, the whole show. Ray stares at the screen, heart pounding, as the machine erupts in celebration. But the attendant who rushes over isn't smiling. Ray didn't bet the max. The rules are clear. The top jackpot is only paid to those who risk the full amount each spin. Instead of a life-changing payout, Ray gets the base game prize, a fraction of what the jackpot would have been. He leaves in silence, the party over before it began. This isn't rare. In 2019, a player at the Bellagio triggered the winning combination on a progressive, only to discover she'd missed the max bet requirement. Surveillance confirmed it. The payout dropped from 6 figures to a few $100s. She tried to contest it with the gaming board, but the machine's rules were ironclad. Across the country, similar stories play out. Players lining up the impossible, only to find the real prize was out of reach from the start. Progressive machines are built to tempt. The jackpot meter flashes, the crowd gathers, and the idea of a must-hit-by number makes it feel like someone is due for a win. But unless the jackpot is unusually high, so high that the math finally tips in the player's favor, most progressives are worse bets than regular machines. The base game returns less, and the only way to even have a shot at the grand prize is to play max bet. Every spin, no exceptions. If you can't afford it, the advice from every ex-casino insider is the same. Skip the progressives, or stick to machines where the jackpot is available at any bet level. The rule is simple, but brutal. No max bet, no jackpot. If you're chasing a life-changing win, check the rules screen before you play. If the jackpot requires max and that's more than you're comfortable risking, walk away. Progressives can be thrilling, but they're unforgiving. For every winner, there's someone who lined up all the right symbols and still walked out empty-handed. The only real edge is knowing when the risk is worth it, and when the dream is just a mirage. A seasoned player doesn't just pick a machine at random, they scout the floor like a PRO. The first step is always observation. Regulars know to slow down near entrances and main walkways, where the flashiest, loudest slots are meant to grab attention, but rarely offer the best returns. Instead, the real value often hides in quieter corners, near the player's club desk, close to high-limit areas, or beside the redemption counter. These spots are chosen with intent. Casino heat maps and internal analytics track where people win and cash out, and some managers quietly seed these locations with better-paying machines to create the illusion of luck and reward visible winners. A former floor manager describes his daily routine, walking the aisles before his shift, noting which banks saw steady play the night before, and which ones paid out frequent small wins. He'd watch for clusters of regulars, not chasing big jackpots, but machines that seemed to keep players in the game with bonuses and frequent hits. The trick, he says, isn't to hunt for a machine that just paid a jackpot. Those are best avoided. Instead, look for machines where credits tick up often, signaling a steady stream of smaller wins. The next step is the test. Drop in a small bill, just enough for a handful of spins. If the machine feels cold, move on without a second thought. If it's giving back with small bonuses or line hits, it's worth a closer look. Insiders also recommend using your player's club card every time. Not only do you rack up comps and free play, but the casino system may flag you for better offers if you're seen playing in high-value areas. The scouting routine isn't about superstition. It's about stacking small edges, reading the floor, and making every dollar work harder. That's the real secret regulars learn from ex-casino employees. The best machines aren't always the ones in plain sight, but the ones quietly rewarding those who know where to look. A player steps onto the casino floor with $200 in crisp bills, ready to put the 5 hidden signals to the test. Instead of dumping the whole bankroll into one machine, she splits it into 4 envelopes of $50 each, one for each session, one as backup. This is no accident. Ex-employees say the best players never sit down blind. First, she scouts the floor, eyeing the corners near the high-limit room and the row by the player's club desk. She passes the brand new machine with a flashing promo sticker, tempting, but she stops to check the pay table. The numbers don't impress. Lower top payout, bonus round, that looks generous but pays less than the classic version 2 seats away. She moves on. A penny slot with a huge progressive jackpot catches her eye. The meter is high, but the max bet is $2.50 per spin, more than she's willing to risk. She checks the rules screen and sees the jackpot is only paid at max bet. Instead of getting caught in the dream, she walks. Instead, she finds a $1 denomination machine with a 9/6 video poker pay table, one of the best on the floor. Her first $50 session covers all lines, but with a steady, slow pace. Small wins keep her in the game, and the bankroll stretches. After an hour, she's up a little, enough to cash out and move to a second machine. The myth of the hot machine fades as she covers her bases, never chasing losses. The decision to split the bankroll, check every pay table, and walk away from bad bets isn't luck or instinct. It's the result of reading the signals that most players ignore. In Nevada, documented reports show penny slot machines average just 88% payback, while some $5 machines reach 95% or higher. This difference can mean losing $12 versus $5 for every $100 played, an edge confirmed by both regulatory filings and casino payout sheets. Ex-casino employees revealed that pay tables, not just machine appearance, hide the true odds, with full pay video poker offering up to 99.5% return for those who know what to look for. Yet, even with these signals, much remains hidden. Modern slot algorithms and exact RTP settings are protected by manufacturer confidentiality and state regulations, leaving many details undisclosed. Today, the facts are clear. There's no secret timing, pattern, or lucky seat. The only real advantage is recognizing the 5 signals: payback, denomination, pay table, jackpot rules, and careful scouting. The evidence shows slots don't get hot or do. Your best chance is choosing smarter, checking the facts, and knowing when to walk away.